knowledge, al-ilm al-nafi', beneficial knowledge, is that which reflects on who you are.
Yeah, because Allah Azza wa Jal told us in the Quran, Al-Muhyi Al-Mumit. He is the one who brings life and gives survival. He is the one who brings death as well. Meaning he is in charge of both. Which means if you're being killed by someone else, it doesn't mean those who killed you, they participate in killing you. But the one who handled your soul is God. The one who took your soul is God. The one who for example, knew the day that you're gonna die and the way you're gonna die is God, no one else. So the point is exactly what we said. If you go to both island, I was saved and you were killed.
Yes.
Both
society believes in God.
No, one second. It doesn't matter. It does not matter because that's why the concept. One second. No. It doesn't matter. My point is,
this God
this is
has said
what you are saying. One second. Even if I go, even me as a God believer, and I went to that society, still, if I was killed by them, still God is the one who took my soul. It's not them. My point is. Yeah, because Allah Azza wa Jal told us in the Quran, Al-Muhyi Al-Mumit. He is the one who brings life and gives survival. He is the one who brings death as well. Meaning he is in charge of both. Which means if you're being killed by someone else, it doesn't mean those who killed you, they participate in killing you. But the one who handled your soul is God. The one who took your soul is God. The one who for example, knew the day that you're gonna die and the way you're gonna die is God, no one else. So the point is exactly what we said. If you go to both island, I was saved and you were killed.
Yes.
Both
society believes in God.
No, one second. It doesn't matter. It does not matter because that's why the concept. One second. No. It doesn't matter. My point is,
this God
this is
has said
what you are saying. One second. Even if I go, even me as a God believer, and I went to that society, still, if I was killed by them, still God is the one who took my soul. It's not them. My point is, those people you are talking about, people on earth, people in this universe who participate in doing good or bad. Here in this life, that we live in, they are good, they are bad. Things happen good and things which is bad is happening. All these things is happening, but that's not the point. The point is, we are talking about God. Yeah, God is beyond this. God is above his creation. So that's why whatever happens in this universe, it doesn't happen except by the will of God. So it's only on earth. So if I die because of something, or if I live because of something, in both ways, this is the will of God. Does that make sense?
It makes absolute sense because what I'm getting at is that you're saying that God decides if I die today.
Yes.
And I agree with that. If by some luck there's something happened today and I died right now, peace, because God decided I died today. That's fine, right? However, the point that I'm posing on why I believe in only the idea. So as a society, if people are saying, do you believe in God? I believe in God. I will believe in God to the day I die, and I will use that faith as much as I can, is because it will help the common man as much as possible. However, I'm a competitive person and I want to achieve high things in this life, this 30, 40, however many years God gives me on this planet. And because of that, that means I can't stick to the moral standards of, say, Islam, Christianity, XYZ. I use the system, which is not a Christian or a Islamic society. I use it against it.
But what about if the system goes against the will of God?
But then you have to do. What is the will of God? That's your definition of it.
No, not my definition. We say that's what we have to. That's what my point is. We're talking about an objective point of view, not just only what we think. So that's why the system they follow certain corruption. For example, within the system, Hitler, they follow certain corruption during his time. My point is, it doesn't matter what the people are doing. What matters to us is what God described to us, what God wants from us.
You won't be as successful. You are in the same position. We're both like 19 out of school, right? We're both very driven people. We try and go into investment banking or something like that. A system of Western hypocrisy. I went into investment banking before, right? The values that you need to adopt to succeed in that system goes against God. You know, LGBTQ, you have to write on the email he/him, which doesn't make sense, and that's not something you would want to do.
At the end of the day, I will be doing.
Would you let your family starve? for the fact that you live in a system that does not believe in God. I wouldn't.
God told us in the Quran, if you are in a place that you've been, the people they are narrowing your options, the people they are against you, they can't practice your faith, then the land of God is widely spread. You could travel to an area where you could practice your faith. God told us this in the Quran again. You don't have.
You know what I mean? It's people,
that's why, because what you are using, you're using your own analogy in terms of getting money. Money is not everything.
Money's a tool to buy freedom, which is what.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
Even the richest multi-billionaire on earth, at the end of the day, he needs a meal to survive. He needs a place he needs to sleep.
Do you think they're happier than the poor people?
No.
You don't think
a
rich person who doesn't have to work a job that he doesn't want to work
I don't.
is not happier?
Do you know that I don't? Do you know why? Because here, think about money first.
That is the greatest lie.
By the way, do you know? Actually, when you search, for example, what is the richest country in terms of the national income in Europe? Do you know which one?
The national income of Europe, probably a
Scandinavian countries. Sweden.
Yeah.
Is one of the, in terms of the individual income, is one of the best ones. Do you know the number of suicidal tendencies?
Don't believe in God. 100%. I agree.
That's my point.
Yes. No.
So they have money.
But
they have money. They have everything.
They don't have God.
Even they shorten the time for the work in the day. They do all of these things.
They don't have God.
But they don't have God.
I have the idea of God.
Nah.
So
the idea of God doesn't work, my friend.
Why does not?
You have to believe in God, not the idea of God.
I do believe in the idea of God.
Not the idea. God, not the idea. God is not an idea. God is God. God is real, not idea.
You rely on when you're lowest.
God is, listen.
Thankful for and grateful for, right?
Yeah.
So
God is God. Is not idea. God is God. Is not idea. It's not an idea. It's not a concept. It's not an idea. God is God. Exist in the existence. That's what it is. Exist in reality.
Do you think the most competitive people in the world believe that God as strongly as you? The most competitive.
Not stronger. God is stronger than all of us. Look at this universe. How this universe came into existence.
No, do you think the most
God created this universe. It's sufficient to know that God is the greatest.
I'm talking about the people at the top of the system.
What?
The people at the top of the system, the lawyers, the politicians.
For me, those are not my standard.
But they're the most competitive people in terms of money. Status,
yeah, money. But that's why. Because you look at the money and status. But I don't look into I don't see for me, my motivation is not this. My motivation, for example, to see someone who has helped other people. That's for me. That's more motivational for me than any other thing. And I will share with you one story. Yeah? It was said about a man who was a very rich man. He said he brought his story that he's very rich.
Yeah.
But he said, I came to the point. Okay, nothing makes me happy. Every now and then I will get a new car, whatever car, Ferraris, whatever. Yeah, and then one day, 2 days, I get bored. I get another thing. I go a trip. I travel the world. Yeah, Jazakallah khairan. I travel the world. I do this. Nothing makes me happy. What makes me happy? Still, I feel empty. Yeah, here. And then he said there are some rich people. They get together, and they said they decided to go to give because they found that donation and helping others will bring happiness. So they decided to go to these, I think to Bosnia or something, when they, to give the children who suffered from the war, their legs been amputated, to give them wheelchairs. So he said, I purchased 100 wheelchairs and everyone, we said, and basically the idea is to bring these wheelchairs to them, put the child on it, and that's it. That's all what we want.
I completely agree, and let me tell you why. The way I want to live my life, right, is I want to be rich enough and out of this system of slavery that I can help people like that. I want to do that. I'm not even joking. I'm not trying to just say it for whatever camera. I want to do that.
My friend, you may achieve. My friend,
yes.
You may achieve what you want in this life.
Yes.
But you will not achieve what you want in the hereafter.
That's for God to know.
No, but that's what we are saying to you. We are telling you, if God is not a concept, God is not an idea, accept Him, and you will. God didn't tell us to prevent from this world. God didn't tell us to trade, to have money, to do. And there are many Muslim. There are many Muslim businessmen and business people who are involved in business, and they are strong in business. There are many, not one or two or three.
They're not the most competitive because they can't do interest.
My point is still, it doesn't matter for us, because for us, the income, the most important thing is the income to be lawful, the income to be pure.
Yes.
We don't want the income. For example, you said if the system allows, according to you, if the system allows income through prostitution, for example, the system and if the system is based on this, because we know, by the way, there are some systems like this, yeah, you know, some certain areas, basically and I went to one of the areas. It's basically the system is based on two main things: prostitution and gambling, mainly. The whole area in this. Now you say, according to you, if I go there, this is the system. I will just go with the system. I will just go with the flow.
Use the system.
No, that's not right.
No, because you know
How
why?
come?
Because
How come? You already British.
I'll tell you why.
You don't accept your sister.
tell you why.
You don't accept your daughter to be prostitute. You don't accept this.
No, I'll tell you why. That example, no, okay?
But that's when you say this
right
is.
now, I'm being compared to in the real world, okay? In the real world.
I'm talking about real world. In this nowadays, I went to an area which is this is the system of the country or the area. That's how it is. Gambling, which is casinos, and prostitution.
So that's the only route for success.
That's basically.
That's it. You can't go education. There's nothing else.
By the way, and even if you look into the whole thing, into the whole system, those are the multi-millionaires in the system. Those are the ones who run these businesses.
Yeah. That's how they make the money.
Yeah,
and
but meaning the other ones, they don't make as much money as those ones. So if we understood this, that means it's not about the system. It's about our morality. It's us. Because what happens? What do you think? What do you think? It will not harm you. It eventually will harm you. What do you think? You're away from it. They said if you walk in a street of mud, eventually the mud will fill your garment.
Your example is great, and let me tell you why. Everybody in this whole, I hope that if that system existed, then everybody would say, no, I believe in Islam. Our Islam says we can't do prostitution and drugs, we'd rather die. You know what's happening, like Gaza, people aren't leaving their home because they would rather die.
Yeah.
Then the system will collapse, right? That's why 50% of people
but still,
believe in God.
my friend.
I am a competitive person. I'd go through the selling drugs or doing whatever just to make a living and to help my mom. And that's my moral, that's how I view
eventually, the same if you start doing
I'll
this.
keep God in my head.
You know, how come, for example, you know, the one, it's okay. So the one who's like for example, what's his name? Pablo Escobar.
Pablo Escobar.
Yeah. He had the same idea like you. He had the same idea to be the massive drug dealer, and he had morality. By the way, he said we don't sell drugs to Latin America. We sell drugs only to United States. That he has this morality, yeah? And he has this. Eventually, what happens? He destroyed the system of his own country instead of that. So the point is, yes, he made money and he was multi-millionaire. Even when they dig now, they find dollars which is rotten in the ground. That's how much. And actually, so to find that, you understand how rich he was. Yeah. So he was so rich to the extent they didn't know where to go with the money.
The money was his God. Money was, he believed in
Actually no. You know what? You know how many, he built churches, he built schools, he built orphanages in his own
his
Colombia.
Own greed made him like sell out.
Yeah, that's why my point is to you. That's why when you put your morality and the standard of the morality on these things, that's a problem. And instead of this, we are inviting you to look into the Islamic system. So Islamic system put boundaries. There are boundaries. You deal with these boundaries, and actually, little amount of income with the blessings better than a huge amount of income with no blessings.
I hope the common man follows Islam because Christianity.
But why don't you start with you?
Because I'm a competitive person.
Still, it doesn't matter.
I'm not because a common man realistically is someone who just does whatever the system tells him to do, right?
No, but you are not. But you are not. Yeah? But you are saying you are the other one.
What?
By the way, you are saying you will follow the system, whatever it is.
No, I follow the system to be competitive. I don't care what the system is. If the system is believe in God and pray 5 times a day and make £1 million, I do that. If the system is you have to sell drugs to get by, I'll do that because I'm not going to die.
But no, you don't need to do that. My point is.
Because if my mother's going to die for that, I
No.
that.
You have to understand now here that in Islam, even in a time of necessity, in Islam as well certain rulings in terms of necessity. If you're gonna die or you're gonna eat pork, no, we eat pork rather than to die. We have this. That's it. It's called darura, it's called necessity situation.
So would that
in Islam,
be okay in Islam if I did that?
In a necessity situation, it's okay. If you have alcohol or wine. And if there is no drink except this, if you drink it or you're gonna die, no, we say we drink it.
So if I sold drugs,
no. My point is,
that was the only way in that society.
If it was again, which the society that I talked about, for example, in that society, I came across. I said if you want to be rich, true, in that society, but not everyone wanted to be rich. Some people have their own restaurants, they sell normal things, they deal with their own things, and then they said, yes, they may not as much rich as the other ones, but they survive.
I don't care about money like that. I don't want the most.
So if you want to survive, okay, good. So that's why those people, they said, I don't ascribe to these things, I don't deal with gambling, I don't deal with the prostitution, and I have this humble restaurant, and I sell whatever I sell in this restaurant, and that's it. I survive. It's enough for me and my family. Enough. That's fine.
I'm too competitive. I'm too ambitious.
See, that's why you will go to the one. So it's not about a necessity situation. You're talking about beyond necessity situation. So as I said to you, in Islam, if there is a necessity situation, then that is something. No, you can't create charities through
You can make
filthy money.
You can make money a
You
bad
can.
way and then use it.
No, that's
if
not
that's
right.
the only way to do it, why not?
In Islam, no. In Islam, that's my no. That's not a. That's actually. That's how you justify. We have to understand. We live by moralities. We don't live just only by what we think. Because here, what you are saying, it's okay. Even if for example, if someone who he's a hitman. He will go kill someone, do this, whatever, and then they said, and that's the way to earn their money.
Yeah.
Why? If you said if they are in a system like this, what you gonna do?
If everyone did it, it wouldn't work. But I'm gonna do it because I'm competitive.
No, that's why. That's wrong. That's why even it doesn't mean you kill innocent people in order to survive, and in order not to survive. Sorry, not survival. In order just to make money. And then you spend that money doing charity. What kind of nonsense is this?
No, if you're killing
that's
people
nonsense.
for money,
That's what
that's what I wouldn't do.
Where we draw the line?
Yeah, my morality.
Where you draw the line?
Where I draw the line?
Yes, drugs kills people. Drugs kill people.
That's the only way to put food on my table.
Yes, no. Again, I said to you, you are able to survive without dealing with drugs. Or you're gonna deal with drugs and become very multi-millionaire.
If that's the only way, is that the
to
only
be
way?
multi-millionaire.
Is that the only way?
To be multi-millionaire, suppose it is.
Okay, then.
So you don't mind the drugs kills people for you to become rich. What? I mean, how you sleep in the night if you?
A common man in that hypothetical should
He
have
doesn't
no
need.
ambition.
You don't need. Listen. You don't need to be a common man or a special
You're
man.
saying that's the only option to get
No.
and to help
I said suppose. I said to you suppose. I said to you suppose. But that's why.
I would try every other method first.
Okay, then do your method. Do it in a lawful way, and that's why if you're gonna cause killing others and harming others, which is drugs, killing.
That's the last thing I'll do.
No, that's why. My point is, I would rather to eat only maybe one piece of a bread, and to have water, just only water, lawfully, and not to harm anyone. That's better for me. But you see here, the point is, when you are ambitious, your ambition shouldn't exceed the lives of the others. You shouldn't transgress the lives of the others. That's why when you are transgressing against the lives of the others, but that's basically when you think, okay, if the system that the drugs, if you want to become a multi-millionaire,
if that's the only way to
you don't have to be multi-millionaire.
You could be ambition then, so no one can be an ambitious person.
No, you could be. That's what, because you're restricted.
Yeah.
You put hypothetical. But that's why my point. There are different ways to have a good income.
Exactly.
You have different ways. You have different ways to survive. You have different ways to make money. And then instead of doing this, that's what matters. What matters. Don't harm others. Don't harm yourself. Don't harm others. And that's why you are taking God out of the picture. For us as Muslims, that God is the main one that we focus on. So that's why if God prohibits us to do something, we don't do it. As simple as that. So you say whatever, because for us, what matters to us is how to please God in this life. Because we are here, the most important thing, how to please God. Now, and that's why the life is temporary. How long are we going to live? Even all those people who made money, who did all of these things, where are they now?
If enough people believe this, which they do, then the world's less competitive. So it's easier for people like me and the people in charge of the system that we're in to actually run the system because they don't have morals.
Think about throughout the history, the people who has done something good, who served humanity, those are the ones who are remembered now. But the ones who were rich, they just only utilize whatever the system and become rich. Where are they? Even they are not even mentioned in the history.
I don't care about status. I care about freedom. I want to travel the whole world. I want to see everything as I can. I want to talk to people like yourself, like very educated people, and I just want to live life to the fullest in that sense, right? If I could be a useful person.
Do you have a Quran?
No, I don't.
Okay, brother, pass me a Quran, please.
My brother, I've declined like 20 Qurans today.
Why?
Because, and I've said this before.
But have you tried to read it?
Yeah, I've tried to read it, and I'll tell you why. It's because I couldn't make sense of it, and I don't want to accept something and not read it because that's disrespectful to you.
Okay, so by the way, what did it make sense to you in the Quran?
The word, like the phrase and the words. I need to understand everything, or else there's no point.
By the way, this is simple. This is simple translation. This is not complicated.
I read the English as well.
No, by the way, this is not Arabic. This is English, but this is simple translation. This one is so simple translation.
I don't want to accept this unless I promise you I'd read it, and I can't do that, and that's disrespectful to you if I do that.
No,
because someone else would use that book for a better cause than me.
You never know. Maybe it's you.
But I'm not going to read it.
Try.
Why?
Life is learning.
I know.
Life
You gotta
is
enjoy
journey.
life, bro. You gotta enjoy the
Yeah, enjoy life.
sunshine.
That's part of enjoyment of the life. To learn and to understand people, to understand why the people are thinking.
why we're talking.
And that's why here, you see here, that's, by the way, this is a very simple wording of the Quran. So that's what we are offering you, just a so simple wording. And if you don't want the Quran, we're going to give you a small booklet, which is something quick. And
I'll read it now, yeah. I'll happily read it now.
Okay. Give me the big question, brother. The big question. Which one you have? Islam in glance? Okay. Okay. Have this. All right?
Very nice talking to you.
Okay. Nice talking to you. Sheikh Mohammed.
Sheikh Mohammed. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. All right. And your name is?
My name is Haraj.
Haraj. Okay. Okay. This is the mic. All right. All right, Haraj. All right. Take care. All right. Take care. Okay. First, may Allah Azza wa Jal guide him and bring him to Islam. But at least, alhamdulillah, we try our best to convey the message of Islam to the others. And you'll find sometimes some people who have this way of thinking. Maybe he's young. As they said, he wasn't hit by the light. But inshallah, hopefully, that may Allah open his heart to the truth and to accept the truth. And inshallah, that's what we're trying. And Allah told us in the Quran, إنك لا تهدي من أحببت ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء. You cannot guide whom you wish, but Allah guides whom you cannot guide whom you love, but Allah guides whom He wishes. تبارك وتعالى. وجزاكم الله خير. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to keep you updated with the latest videos.